Like, you don't have to be like they're afraid their kids gonna want to be 50 Cent if they acknowledge the material. So they don't.
The talk about Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyonce and their possible participation in contentious events has intensified, and 50 Cent's latest remarks have just fueled the flames. 50 has never been one to back down, particularly when it comes to exposing what he perceives to be celebrity hypocrisy or ulterior motives. His most recent charges against Beyonce and Jay-Z, which seem to indicate a closer relationship with Diddy and dubious behavior, have caused a stir on social media and sparked a plethora of discussions and conspiracy theories. Both Beyoncé's and Jay-Z's supporters and detractors have taken issue with the claims that they may have been engaged in activities that go well beyond what the general public has ever been aware of. These celebrities supposedly weren't just guests at Diddy's notorious parties. They were regulars, often remaining around for the after-parties, which turned into even more scandalous events once the cameras left and the doors closed. The rumors surrounding these freak-offs, as they are supposed to be known, have become a major source of gossip, implying that they were anything but typical get-togethers for celebrities and wealthy people. Having a lengthy history of criticizing Diddy, 50 Cent went one step further and hinted at a more complex plot including Diddy, Jay-Z, and Beyoncé. He proposed that these influential people form a covert sisterhood that keeps their genuine motivations from the public and protects one another from the fallout from their deed. These claims are not just conjecture. Rather, they originate from individuals claiming to be intimately familiar with the strategies used by these superstars. This whistleblower claims that hundreds of victims have already come forward to share their tales, and there may be thousands of victims in all. Even Beyoncé's and Jay-Z's most devoted followers are left uneasy and confused of what to believe when they hear that they may be engaging in such activities. Many people are wondering how much of these powerful people's public personalities are carefully constructed veneers meant to divert attention from what's really going on behind closed doors in light of the rumored existence of a covert alliance among them. When a whistleblower said that victims were prepared to testify against Jay-Z and Beyoncé, the accusations became much more serious. The alarming allegations included tales of compulsion, deception, and even claimed unlawful monitoring activities by the Carters. Talk of wiretapping phones, using AirTags to follow youngsters, and coercing individuals into unconscious aircraft rides provided a frightening image of a secret world that most people could not fathom. The event was given a terrifying perspective by drawing a connection to the sad tragedy of Aaliyah, who was supposedly led into circumstances beyond her control. The Carters have been admired for many years as a power couple that embody ambition, prosperity, and the American ideal, in addition to their status as performers. These latest accusations, which raise the possibility that their ascent to prominence and power had a darker side, pose a danger to that reputation. According to the story that is emerging, Jay-Z and Beyoncé's intimate relationships with Diddy may have entailed a much more complex web of manipulation and control than merely financial or social links. These after-hours parties have come under close observation. After the younger crowd and outsiders were escorted out, the parties are said to have transformed into something quite different. A rising body of evidence suggests that the activities that took place at these private gatherings had nothing to do with the flash and glamour of their public personas. As one of the few superstars ready to reveal what he believes to be the dirty little secrets of the business, 50 Cent has gained notoriety for his persistence in sharing this knowledge. Although his history of animosity for Diddy is well known, it seems he is now focusing on Jay-Z and Beyoncé as well. His latest remarks imply that he thinks these celebrities are all involved in a bigger plan to shield one another from criticism and legal repercussions, while carrying on with actions that the majority of people would find surprising, if not illegal. Theories about what this means are all over social media, and people's opinions on whether they're true or just a way to create controversy. The drama between Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Diddy, and now Cassie has taken a new turn due to recent discoveries that depict their long-standing relationship in a much more complex and unsettling way. 50 Cent allegedly openly questioned how Jay-Z and Beyoncé, who claim to be unaware of the dubious or even illegal activities Diddy has been accused of, could have been close friends and business partners with Diddy for more than 20 years, attend his notorious parties, go on vacation with him, and have deep business ties. There has been a surge of doubt and astonishment at the idea that these celebrities could be engaged in such complex schemes, including everything from covert parties to surveillance and extortion. However, some people are beginning to believe that these tales may finally be revealing a reality that has been lying in wait for a long time. The accusations have sparked a plethora of inquiries into the actual nature of the entertainment business and the extent to which it is based on deceit, ties, and manipulation. Many find it difficult to believe that celebrities like Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Diddy could be a part of such a sinister underworld, considering their well-maintained personas as symbols of strength and prosperity. However, for others, these disclosures seem like the validation of long-standing concerns about the extent people would go to in order to hold on to power and control in a field where perception is everything. The audience is left to question if these startling allegations will have any genuine repercussions for those involved as the story plays out. Will the victims come forward to tell their experiences, and will the activities that have been alluded to have any consequences? Or will everything be ignored? Just another controversy in the quick-paced world of celebrity news that finally goes away. Known for his unvarnished views, 50 Cent has expressed his shock that Jay-Z and Beyoncé could have such a close connection with Diddy without his knowledge or consent, or at the very least, his complicity. His argument is that the Carters can hardly be considered totally innocent bystanders in the face of these charges, given their close association with Diddy, who has been the subject of rumors and official claims. 50 claims that their common past extends well beyond simple economic transactions and involves being a part of a network in which members are privy to one another's secrets. The charges that surfaced from Cassie's lawsuit against Diddy are what are feeding these assertions. There are rumors circulating that Cassie named Jay-Z and Beyoncé in addition to detailing Diddy's violent conduct in her first 60-page complaint. Later, the complaint was cut down to 35 pages, and it was said that most of Cassie's comments against the Carters were deleted. Nevertheless, rumors circulating in the business indicate that some incidences that showed Jay-Z and Beyoncé personally seeing Diddy's violent behavior and failing to take action were left out. One such instance that was purportedly detailed in Cassie's complaint took place at a gathering when Beyoncé and Jay-Z were both present. The notion that a substantial chunk of Cassie's complaint concerning Jay-Z and Beyoncé was cut out further heightens the assumption that there may have been a coordinated attempt to preserve their public personas. It highlights questions about the extent to which influential people in the field may control stories in order to avoid controversy and force victims like Cassie to deal with their trauma without receiving the complete assistance they need. Investigating these accusations further, online sleuths and conspiracy theorists have conjectured that there may be more to the tale that hasn't yet surfaced. The incident happened at one of Diddy's private parties, according to the information that has leaked, and he was observed physically hitting Cassie and forcing her to the ground. Beyoncé is said to have seen this incident firsthand but said nothing. The precise time, date, and place of this incident were kept secret, ostensibly because of privacy issues and the delicate nature of the continuing investigations. As the story goes on, Cassie is said to have locked herself in a bedroom and fled upstairs after the attack. Cassie is claimed to have spent more than 30 minutes attempting to gather herself together before eventually making her way back to the party after Diddy's security crew allegedly located her. Even more disturbing is the fact that actress Jessica Alba, who was also there at the party, and Beyoncé greeted Cassie upon returning downstairs. According to sources, both ladies saw Cassie's sorrow after it happened, but decided not to step in or confront Diddy about what he had done. These claims have serious ramifications, since they imply that Jay-Z and Beyoncé may have been involved in Diddy's abusive conduct by remaining silent, or at the very least, by choosing to ignore it. This casts doubt on the Carters' genuine moral position when their personal interests or friendships are at risk, and stands in sharp contrast to their public persona as justice seekers and defenders of women's rights. These findings are distressing and startling to fans who have long seen Jay-Z and Beyoncé as shining examples of morality in the entertainment business. Given his scathing comments on the Carters' relationship to Diddy, it seems that 50 Cent still has a lot to learn about the Carters' role in this, with fresh information indicating that Beyoncé spoke out after seeing Diddy's activities. The purported incident between Jay-Z, Beyoncé, Diddy, and Cassie has taken an even more dramatic turn. Sources close to the matter claim that what began as just another of Diddy's notorious parties culminated in a dramatic showdown between the music moguls, setting off a tense moment that has since sparked a considerable deal of conjecture. It's difficult to believe Jay-Z and Beyoncé were unaware of Diddy's darker side if they were close to him for such a long time, attending his parties and being a member of his inner circle. As he has hinted, discussions about responsibility and the part onlookers play in supporting abusive conduct have been sparked by this idea, particularly when those bystanders have as much clout as Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The thought that these well-loved figures could have been part of, or at least complicit in, a culture of abuse has caused social media to erupt in replies from many people expressing their displeasure. Whether the Carters' quiet constitutes complicity is a topic of rising discussion, as is the impact this would have on their reputation as activists and entertainment icons. Supporters who admired them for their social justice and women's empowerment positions now face the possibility that their idols let their morals slide when it counted. This incident highlights the extent to which narratives in the entertainment industry are carefully controlled when seen in the larger context of celebrity culture. Accusations such as these give rise to the capacity to rewrite legal precedent, alter public opinion, and control one's own reputation. There are concerns regarding the number of additional misbehavior cases that may have been concealed or downplayed in order to protect powerful individuals. It will be fascinating to watch whether further information surfaces as these stories develop to either support or contradict these alarming claims. Will Jay-Z and Beyoncé react to these accusations head-on, or will they let their reputation and power carry them through without saying anything? All that is certain is that this scenario might alter public perceptions not just of the Carters, but of the entertainment business as a whole, where moral responsibility is sometimes subordinated to the allegiance of influential friends. Diddy reportedly hit Cassie during the party, leaving her so frightened that she ran upstairs and locked herself in a bedroom. Beyoncé, who was there with Jessica Alba, allegedly grew clearly distressed by what she had seen as the evening progressed. After a while, Cassie returned downstairs and, still in anguish, was greeted in the house's entryway by Beyoncé and Jessica. Witnesses described Beyoncé's response when she the first 60-page draft of Cassie's complaint, which was later condensed to 35 pages, purportedly included this whole incident. Testimonies that purportedly implicated Diddy, Jay-Z, Beyoncé, and Jessica Alba were among the pages that were erased. Law enforcement allegedly contacted all three of them during the investigation, but their involvement was oddly left out of the final version of the lawsuit. This led to rumors that strong forces may have worked behind the scenes to remove any evidence of their knowledge or involvement in these incidents. Explosive. Beyoncé is said to have lost control when Diddy and Jay-Z got closer, shouting at Diddy for his actions. It is said that she informed Diddy that his actions were not only disrespectful, but also totally inappropriate. Diddy broke down in tears and apologized to Cassie, Beyoncé, and Jessica Alba in an effort to defuse the situation as the argument became even more heated. Beyoncé's ire wasn't limited to Diddy. She became enraged with Jay-Z and asked him why he was consoling Diddy rather than speaking up for what was right. Beyoncé reportedly told Jay-Z that she was losing respect for him since he hadn't checked Diddy's conduct, expressing her profound unhappiness with his actions. Viewers were taken aback by this altercation between the power couple, since it was uncommon to see Jay-Z and Beyoncé displaying such public hostility. Beyoncé, Cassie, Jessica Alba, and around 20 to 25 more guests decided to leave the party after the event. Their abrupt departure was explained by the fact that they felt uneasy remaining any longer after what they had seen or heard. According to reports, Cassie decided to depart with Jessica and her group instead of Beyoncé because she was afraid that staying with the Carters could make it easier for Diddy to find her because of his tight relationship with Jay-Z. The guests' departure from the celebration did not end the problem. Law enforcement officials visited the residence later that evening after receiving anonymous reports from neighbors who had heard turmoil and disturbances in the neighborhood. Diddy is said to have refuted all claims that he touched Cassie, even though the police questioned him about the event. In addition, it was stated that Cassie declined to assist with the inquiry and support the allegations made, possibly for fear of reprisals or because of Diddy's power in the business. Along with all of this, Jay-Z implied subtly that when 50 came on the beat with Ari Melber, it was always about business and that he would sacrifice anything to make sure he was always in business. What actually happened was that when 50 was asked to respond, Ari asked him to name an artist, and he began with Eminem. 50 people said that was the best. When asked about former Gun It member Lloyd Banks, he was more reserved, saying cool he was warmer with guns. Online pundits and detractors have been outspoken in their criticism of Beyoncé's response to Diddy in light of these disclosures. Even though it seemed like a sincere scream at the time, some are now wondering whether her wrath with Diddy was warranted enough to hold him responsible or if it was really a passing fit. They contend that even while she expressed evident indignation, her ongoing connections to Diddy and Jay-Z, who seem to value their relationship above speaking out against Diddy's actions, may point to more serious involvement. The argument that Beyoncé's response may have been more about the optics than the underlying principles further muddies the picture. Many are wondering why, given her sincere displeasure with Diddy and Jay-Z, their business and personal relationships seem to continue as usual. This has sparked a discussion on whether Beyoncé's public image as an advocate for women's rights and empowerment can be reconciled with her deeds, or lack thereof, in circumstances involving close friends and influential supporters. Many are struck by how swiftly the story of the event was buried, with Cassie's original testimony being heavily redacted to exclude any reference to the Carters. This has sparked concerns that there could have been a calculated attempt to shield Diddy's wider circle of powerful people in addition to Jay-Z and Beyoncé. The moment because, although she had the opportunity, she chose not to do more for Cassie, and perhaps other women. If Diddy felt comfortable acting in such a way in front of Beyoncé, don't you think that's because Beyoncé had likely witnessed him act in such a way in the past and did nothing? In other words, people were essentially saying that the reason she didn't stand up for Cassie more on that day, and likely on other occasions, was because she was loyal to Diddy, which is supposedly what 50 Cent has been implying. They was going to kill Taylor Swift during that infamous interruption, and Kanye saved her when he interrupted her on stage. I know that sounds really crazy, but I can assure you that over the past few days, Beyoncé's social media handles have been inundated with messages warning her that her days are running out. It's also best to believe that 50 Cent is standing on business, having actually acquired Diddy's inner circle. His friends and security detail to turn against him after they struck a deal with Netflix to expose Diddy. These individuals will feature in a 50 Cent documentary about Diddy titled Diddy Do It. According to a source, many of the people who have turned against Diddy are ready to come forward at last, while others have been trying to speak for years but were ignored. The documentary is still in production and is being worked on in real time as more people come forward. But there will be plenty of revelations, and it will provide more context for the allegations. His past episodes of strange behavior and other disturbing behaviors, I wouldn't be shocked if Jay-Z and Beyoncé were to appear in the documentary once more, particularly given that he was reportedly seen meeting with both a criminal and a divorce attorney. It's been suggested that Jay-Z is preparing for both a divorce and the issues that will arise in Diddy's case, which is now almost certain. As we wait to see how this plays out, please share your thoughts with me. Do you also believe that Diddy and the Carters really have a relationship? Next on the shame chain are Beyonce and Jay-Z. Please share your thoughts in the space provided below.